Hear me there?
Yes, I can hear you.
I imagine this is the last thing you want to do, and you want to get home. But what are your thoughts after that?
Yes, we lost again in a horrible way. Yes, and again, same story. One man down after this time it was 3 minutes or two or one, I don't know. And then 90 minutes can be long in the Premier League. Yes, couldn't help them from outside. The guys had no alternatives, had no chance to react. No players on the bench, no alternatives in the defense to defend better, and yeah, then you're a little helpless. But yeah, in the end, it's a little bit different situation to the first time because we played a good season so far, and we are in a position at the table where we haven't been for a long time, and nothing seemed that we have such an evening here. But you see how quick it can go in the Premier League, and yeah, this is the disappointing thing, I think.
It was almost an evening where nothing went right. Was the only thing that you couldn't complain about that first red card?
What can I complain? I mean, a young lad who played the first time in the Premier League, he knows that he made a big mistake, and therefore we pay the bill. That's it.
Just a final one from me. Does the experience of previously stand these players in good stead, and the knowledge that you know that they can react positively to these sort of circumstances?
I said I don't need this result to know what we have to do better. This time it's a completely different situation. It's not that it hurts less, the opposite. It hurts even more when you get this result again. But yeah, I mean, the team is a different one now, and that's the reason why we played a good season so far. So let's see how the season ends. It will end better than the past, I think.
Thank you, and safe journey home. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, Simon Peach.
Hi, Ralph. Commiserations. Um, I know it wasn't the be all and end all in the end, but what did you make of the Jan Bednarek sending off? And because that was key to the unravelling at the end.
Yeah, I mean, in such a moment, you think that they should have a feeling for the situation. We are punished enough, I think, but yeah, if you want to set a mark, then do it in this moment. If you think you must hurt it again, then do it. It was a little bit similar to the last time when we had a penalty in the overtime that it comes to a 9-0. It was a little bit similar, but I think anyway, it is not important. I think I can take this result in a different way because I know that this team is working well, and normally we have played a good season so far, and we have played fantastic games. But yeah, when the nights like this happen, where you're one down after 2 minutes, and you know you have 90 minutes to play here, and then you concede 4 goals in the first half, what do you expect? That you go out there? We tried it in the second half for I think 30 minutes without a goal conceding, and you knew that the time is long. And then after the second red card, yeah, then it's tough with 2 men down. But okay, forget this.
Could could I Sorry, could I ask about Jankovic? I mean, what will you say to him? Obviously, he was a young lad, keen to impress on his first start, but it was pretty reckless, and obviously it was a very bad start.
Yes, but yeah, it's a young player who has to learn a lot. But today he was a horrible start for him.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan Sheldon.
Thanks, Jordan. Evening, Ralph. The first half after Jankovic's red card, could you perhaps have done more to change things defensively as you did in the second half, as that made a difference? But by the time you got to half time, the game was gone.
You mean like I did in the second half, and was bringing a third centre back?
Yes.
Then we conceded 4 goals in 10 minutes with a third centre back.
But
You
with
mean
Bednarek sent off.
Yeah. If I could help them, I would like to do it. The only chance we had was in the second half that we changed in a 5-4 and defended our box, and this was our best moment in the game. But when you play 90 minutes on one goal and don't have a chance to keep the ball for a few minutes, yeah, then it looks like this. And to be honest, I don't have energy to discuss any tactical parts of this game today because it doesn't make sense. We have the 9-0 and again, but as I said, the situation is a different one than to the last time because the season is a different one so far. And I mean, we have 9 injured players in the moment on the bench. We're only academy guys. 2 were playing from the beginning. I stand outside and I sit here and ask the answers. It's not the questions. It's no problem. I answer the questions and I do it and it's okay. But yeah, I can handle this and I know what it's about.
And do you feel the players have fully moved on from that, the first 9-0 mentally, or are the scars still there? Because when it got to 4 or 5, it then got to 6, 7, 8. And
sure, you have it in your mind. I cannot deny that I didn't also have it in my mind. And then you conceded overtime another goal. I mean, like the last time, it was like a roller coaster again. You come again in this situation, but it's like it is.
And the most important thing is now how you respond on Saturday. You responded well to the first one. You responded well to the Tottenham defeat earlier in the year. So it's a case of make sure you do that again.
Without Jan Bednarek, without every other player, they are not available still on next Saturday. So we tried. Let's have a look.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Simon Stone.
Hi, Ralph. I realise your job is to be positive, but is there not a bit of you that feels let down or humiliated? I mean, the fans have had to watch that. That's the second time in not very long that you've lost by 9 goals, even though you had a player sent off very early. Is it not a bit unacceptable, the defending?
Yeah, unacceptable, you're right. And the goals, especially the last 5 goals, were a little bit too easy how we conceded them. But we were not only 1 down, we were also 2 down. And I know that tomorrow nobody will speak about that. Like nobody speaks about the sending off in the first 9-0 after 10 minutes, and that's something that can happen. But we can still discuss about how easy we have to concede the goals. We play against one of the best teams in the league, and we had here fantastic results in the past, and this time it was a horrible result for us. But that doesn't change my opinion about the season we played so far, to be honest, because this is the same team that won against Liverpool, I think, 1 month ago. And the only difference is now that we have 9 injured players and no alternatives. And do you want me to blame the young lads for not doing their job perfect? I don't do this because I know they don't do it because they like to do it. They are not good enough maybe in the moment and they have to learn, but how can I blame them?
I understand what you're saying, but these are two of the 3 biggest defeats in Premier League history. Yeah. I just would have thought that you were better than that.
Yes, and it hurts. You can be sure that it hurts me the most, I think, but I cannot change it anymore. It happened, and the only way for us again to go on is to show up that we are a better team than we have been today. But as I said, I sit here and answer the questions, and I have the problem. The moment is the problem that I have not really alternatives what I do with the team I have, and that's it.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you.
Leaving George to do this because it's broken. Mine will get confused. Simon Peach got his hand up.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Simon Peach is a Southampton fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes. I am. Ollie, you were ruthless tonight. There's been times when you haven't found that cutting edge you did this evening. What did you make of this side's display?
Well, I thought they played the game properly, which we had to, because sometimes when you play against 10 men, they sit behind the ball, make it hard for you, defend well, and they can break on you. I thought we played the game properly, so we switched it from side to side, threatening behind them, some good individual movements and performances. So we played it the way we had to.
Simon Stone.
Hi, Ollie. Congratulations. What do you say to your players after a performance like that? Do you have to tell them to forget it because it's one game, or revel in the fact that they've equalled a Premier League record?
No, we've not discussed it being a record, but of course it's always going to be talk about it. But for me, it was about playing the game properly, having the focus, do the right things, get your habits right. Because if you come, say for example, into the second half with sloppy habits or lack of focus, you might get injured, you might get hurt, and you might get punished, like we almost did with their goal that was offside. But now we played it really well.
James Cooper.
Ollie, yesterday you said that you thought the players were sometimes too nice. How reassuring was it to see them really go for that? Because they could have stood off. They could have said, look, it's 4, it's 5. Let's leave it at that. But they were ruthless.
Yeah, they were. And it came from them. They drove it on. The players out there, Harry, Victor, David, the ones at the back, played the ball quickly. Scott played the ball quickly. So we got on into their half and last third, and then they wanted more and more and more. So, when you play football, you just have to make the most of it. It might be the last game you play, and you never know. So, and they played like it was going to be, or it could have been the last game. So, very pleased with everyone.
Samuel Lucas.
Ollie, I saw you said that Ensign came off with a foot injury at half-time, but Luke Shaw was excellent again. Is him coming off at half-time, is that a reflection of his importance to the team at the moment?
Yeah, as well. And he has played really well. Of course, we got Alex, who can cover for him and play well also. But Luke, with the way he plays at the moment, with the intensity and the sprint and high speed running, we felt that, and the spaces that appeared for him, and the way he played first half, if he played the second half the same way, you're always running a risk. So, and there were a few players we wanted to get on. We wanted Anthony to come on. We wanted Donny to come on, Dan to come on. So those were the changes we made.
Carl Anke.
Evening, Ollie. Congratulations on the victory. You had 8 different goal scorers tonight, 2 very different approaches. First half seemed to be a lot of crosses. Second half seemed to be trying to get a lot of 1-2s and quick passes. What was the second half team talk about?
It was about more mentality than a little bit tactics, of course, but the mentality had to be right. We had to play the game properly. You get used to doing the right things, get good habits. Of course, playing against one man less, you can get another man up in the last line, threatening behind. So just enjoy the game and play it properly. That was the message.
Can I ask Fred at left back? What was the thing?
Yeah. Well, there's been a few good Brazilian left backs around, and we've got one ourselves with Alex. But it was about, of course, to rest Luke. I've given a reason for that, and we needed players on. We needed minutes into some players, and Fred can do that. He's got no problem doing that.
Rob Dawson.
Obviously, lots of positives to focus on, but as well as Luke on one side, Aaron Wan-Bissaka seems to get forward an awful lot. He scored, he's got an assist. I mean, it's something that you've spoken about or been asked about quite a few times since he arrived here, but you must be very pleased with the way that that's progressing, not just his defensive ability, but going forward as well.
Definitely. I think the right side has traditionally over the years been a bit of a challenge for us going forward. We haven't found like a right wing, a right back to fill maybe the room void by Antonio when he left. And Aaron's getting better. Mason, I thought his performance tonight was excellent, even though he didn't score. And that's a good thing, that we scored 9 goals and Mason didn't get one of them. So the two of them can form a very good right side. And I can't remember the last time a fullback crossed for another fullback and scored at Man United. So someone needs to help me on that one.
James Tucker.
Ollie, do you think you sent out a statement tonight, and is a result like this, can it be a springboard for players going into the sort of second half of the season?
You know what I liked about the performance was the hunger and attitude to do the right things and get better and better and practice the good habits. And that's the only way that we can improve and get better, is doing the right things. You could see loads of things that we've been working on, but we don't want to be a team that you can predict. We want to be a bit unpredictable as well. But that has to come from the players, and I thought they did that excellent. You know, the freedom and creativity, imagination was there. We played down the sides. We got the performance was positive and something we can look at. Of course, you have to think about them just being 10 men, but it's never easy to play against 10 men either.
Last question, Simon Peach.
Hi, Lee. I know it didn't change the course of the game. You were going to win anyway, but the Bednarek red card seemed odd. The decision.
Yeah.
Just wondering what your take on it, because apparently Martial said he wasn't a foul. I'm not sure if you've been told that.
No, for me, funnily enough, I had a discussion with the referees before the game. I just asked them about what they thought about the David Luiz sending off, because I don't think he should have been sent off either, and Bednarek definitely shouldn't have been sent off. I think the law needs to be looked at, but the letter of the law, if you foul someone, deny a goal scoring opportunity, and you don't attempt the ball, you got to be shown the red card. I think there was contact there, but it shouldn't be sent off. I think everyone in football agrees on this, so that's something that we can look at.
Okay, thanks everyone.